So Adam here, and this is the 125 gallon from Petsmart, and I did a lot of customization to this tank. It's a freshwater planted with CO2 on it. Has an FX6 underneath. It's got Fluval 3.0 lights above, and I'm going to show you how I did that. We also have APC Wi-Fi surge protectors underneath on both sides, and what that allows me to do is I can control lights underneath, I can control the pumps, I can control the CO2. I also have a built-in air stone. I also have the heaters and the power heads, so I can control every part of this tank Wi-Fi remotely, whether I'm home or not home. So something really cool. I highly recommend those things. They're awesome. They have schedules and timers. My CO2 kicks on at 8 a.m. and the air stone kicks off at 8 a.m. So pretty much they just run in opposite parallels. And I do that because at night the plants, they start to absorb some oxygen. So best thing to do is, instead of, I do have a power head that's running all night, but best thing I could do is, re-oxygenate the tank in the middle of the night so the fish are doing, are breathing properly, and just overall better for the tank. And then I said it kicks on at 8, and then it goes off an hour before my lights go off, and it comes on an hour before my lights go on. So it's kind of like what I've been running right now. Right now the lights are at full 100%, and they'll stay in that for about 4 hours. They're on a Wi-Fi schedule. I highly recommend these lights. These lights are probably some of the best that you can get for a planted aquarium. It has a 10-point system for the lights, and so it allows you to pretty much create siesta times. Times where I have the lights, midday when I'm not home, they run at 20%, and then in the morning they're at 100% for 4 hours, and then later in the day they're on for 4 hours. Then they go to my favorite time for an hour, and then they dim out to darkness. So I've been running that pretty much for a couple weeks now. This tank has only been planted for maybe a couple weeks. I want to say about 3 or 4 weeks, and it's been running CO2 for about a week and a half. So it's a pretty cool tech light. So what I wanted to show you guys that I think everybody needs is underneath you can actually take their stock lights apart, okay? And this is probably one of the best things, and it perfectly fits a Fluval LED light underneath. So I mean, I just have them temporarily sitting underneath there in case I need to move them or anything. But as you could tell, you unscrews right out, cut the wire, and then boom, you can recase them, okay? And I did that for both sides. So there you go. That's gonna probably blow it out of the lens, but yeah, so I have them both sitting that way, and then they come down LED. So what I did is I then took those lights and cut them in half, because they're steel LED lights. So you can actually take them and cut them in half and then rewire them. And so I actually wired them to a switch back here. So I can actually turn them on and off manually, or I can do it through the app. So if you go to my app, I can come right over here, hit one button, light goes off, okay? And then if I hit the other button, boom, light goes right back on. So really cool feature, and I have that on both sides. And it looks like one of the sticky tapes coming down. I'll have to fix that. I only threw a couple up there just to see if I was gonna like it there. But yeah, I do love it there. But man, this really gives you some great visibility when you're working underneath the tank. I have a plant, just a little Amazon in there, but it's mainly my snail tank. It's breeding mainly for my puffer tank that I have in the other room. And then I put little touch lights in here. Oh. This one not tight enough. Of course that one doesn't come on. But yeah, so it just has some stuff in here, and really cool. CO2 drop tank. But that is probably one of the coolest, cheapest hacks, where you reuse the current lights that you have, and it helps. It helps a lot. So I think what else I can show you. I have just standard gravel in there with fluval substrate. So for the planted tanks, or for the plants. I have the fluval auto feeder in the back, which I reset, and we're gonna try it again. Hopefully it doesn't jam. I kind of took it apart and it looks like there was some stuff in there, so hopefully that resolves that. But hopefully, I mean, just if you look at this, maybe it'll give you some ideas of what you can do with this tank. I mean, it's very well made. Just got to make sure that you get one that is screwed properly, because the first one that I got wasn't screwed the best, and so they actually missed most of the screw holes into the boards. So once I went to PetSmart, figured out exactly what I was looking for and what I saw was wrong with some of these, and just got a well-made one. If you get a well-made one, then you can easily have a really nice 125 gallon. I mean, it's 6 feet long. It's a beautiful tank. It looks great in this room. We're gonna add some more tanks in this room, and but hopefully this gives you some really cool ideas and hacks that you can do with it. All I did was, for the back here, I just dremeled out these, so it has like perfect amounts all the way across, just specifically for what I need to go in there. I'm going to be adding another heater. I have it behind me. I'm going to run dual heaters on this. I recommend that you do, just because it's so long. And I'm actually going to be running CO2 on the other side as well. So I have a little nozzle here for 2 of them. This is hard CO2 line, and it seems to be working just fine. But yeah, and that's a Greenleaf aquarium regulator and CO2 bottle, and so I'll just give you a quick little look at the tank. Everything seems to be doing really healthy. They just fed, so it's got a little debris in the tank. Usually it's crystal clear. I haven't done a water change, I don't know, probably since I put the plants in, and they seem to be doing great. So yeah, there you go. Take a look back here. One last look. Little tap light. Everything's all nicely tied up. That one I permanently got on there, so that one's not coming down. So I'm gonna do the same to the other. But yeah. So hope you guys liked the video. I don't really do too many videos. Maybe I will. I'll start doing some more, and I'll show you a quick little glimpse of my puffer tank. Alright guys, so here is my green spotted puffer tank. I have 2 puffers in there. They just ate. One's coming out. This is Bonnie. She's little. She's a little girl. But Clyde, here's Clyde. Clyde's coming up. He's like, oh, I'm hungry. He's always hungry. And there's some pest snails in there and stuff like that, and they've been chomping on those. But this is a Kessel A80 light at the top, Fluval 307. Once again, a quick little touch light so you can see what you're doing. It's running a Hygger mini wave maker, and this is, it's not fully wire tucked yet, but this is the Kessel spectral controller. So yeah, fluval heater in this one as well. Little mag float. Once I do the wire tuck in here, it'll be a lot nicer. This tank's only been together for about a month and a half. Because I've had this tank for a while. I just kind of wanted to make sure that I liked everything that I had in there in the placement before I do the full wire tuck on it. But so far, they're happy. It's running at 78.5 degrees. Over here, I have another digital light. It says 80.2, but it's close. It's in between their good degree. But yeah, I mean, these guys are happy. We have more plants coming today. There will be some cryptocorn, went 2 greens in here. So we're going to be filling up that whole back area with cryptocorns. So that way it'll give it a nice background up to the top, and then a nice mid-ground, and then some Anubias Berteria and some Amazon swords. Now this tank isn't brackish yet. It will be going brackish. At the moment it is not. As soon as they get a little bit bigger, I'll probably do it. They seem to be getting along pretty good. The only time that they have a little issues is when It's feeding time, so I just got to put enough food in there that they don't go after each other. But other than that, Bonnie and Clyde. So it needs a slight scrubbing on the side. I had diatones going crazy because this, I said, is a new tank. So once I put the moss balls in there, and if you guys didn't know this, moss balls are great when they start having diatones. These algae will just consume all the nutrients that the brown diatone algae, what they call it, is actually consuming and starting to populate. So it'll help kind of clear that up. I also have a scrubber because if you guys know, you can't have anything really else in here with these puffers. So they, so unfortunately I am the cleaner. I am the algae cleaner. So, but yeah, pretty cool tank. Love the light. It's running at 90% color, so it's mostly white. And this thing can go all the way, I mean, this thing goes beautiful blue. But now that I have plants in here, I can't do it as blue as I'd like. So it's run at 90. It can go a little bit whiter, but I think the lighting is perfect for this tank. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. Love it. All right, you guys take care. Bye. And this is my wife's fluval 6-gallon edgeless up here. And she has one little mini dwarf puffer, and that's Puddles. So she comes over to the camera. She's usually really happy. She's the nicest little thing, I swear. She's so friendly. She usually comes right up here. Come here. Come here. They all eat at 10 o'clock, so yeah. But this is a cool little aquarium. Love it. She loves it. It's exactly what she wanted. She wanted a little dwarf puffer. So perfect tank for it. Alright, so this is my downstairs office, and I have the newer style Fluval Edge 6-gallon in here currently. It's cycling. I'm fishing it. I haven't decided what I want to put in here. Let me know if you guys have any recommendations or ideas of what I should put in it.